What's up, people of the internet and people of the future? This is me from the past in Germany. Woo! So, I went to Budapest and I'm gonna rap at you guys some stuff that I did. What up? So, Tuesday, the 25th of June, Kevin and I left for Budapest on Orangeways buses out of Berlin. We left like at midnight or 12:01 early Tuesday morning, and it took us 14 hours to get to Budapest, and so we arrived there at 2 p.m. on Tuesday the 25th. The bus was pretty crappy. 14 hours is way too long. We actually we stopped in Prague for 2 hours. We sitting around waiting to pick some more people up on the way to Budapest. It was raining there, and the bus had like a leak. So when we started going and we like stopped, the water at the top somehow would like come in. So it was kind of a crappy bus and just bad situation. But we get there and everything was okay, I guess. The weather was good in Budapest. And so we get there and we walk to our hostel and check in. And Kevin and I walked up to the castle across the river. Oh, I forget this. My battery's dying, so this will be in a couple parts, I guess. So, maybe this will focus. So we stayed here. This is where our hostel was. And we get there and check in, and then we walk across the bridge up to the castle area and just kind of look at the city. We're kind of tired. The bus kind of wore us out. And we go and we eat somewhere. Let's see, we just look at the city a little bit and kind of go back to the hostel after we go to the castle. And then Wednesday, our friend Edvish from France is also joining us on this trip, and she came a day later and we met up with her. And then, so Wednesday we take a free tour in the morning, and we tour the city and see all the main tourist stuff, and we go across the chain bridge to the castle, and then we go see some other stuff in the castle district. Budapest was originally two cities. This is Buda, and this is Pest. So when the bridge was created, it created one city. So after we took the tour, we went and ate some traditional Hungarian food, and I forgot where that's at, actually. I think it was just somewhere on the Buda side, and that was good. I had some goulash and some chicken paprikash. Nothing crazy good, but I mean, it was tasty. So after lunch, we walked from the restaurant, wherever we were at, and we walked up to the island and just kind of walk around and check things out, and just kind of walking down the river and stuff is really pretty. It's a huge river. It's a big river, the Danube. Then after that is later afternoon, so we actually decided to, after that, what did we do? We went to the St. Stephen's Basilica, which is around here, and that is like easily the most epic church I visited since I've been here in Europe, so it's pretty cool. It's really big and really fancy on the inside. And after we visit the church, we go back to the hostel, and then we asked them a couple questions, and then we Kevin and I decide to go get some dessert, like not traditional, but like a dessert that is like unique to Hungary. Is like a pancake that was like you take a pancake or like a crepe, whatever, that's like real thin, and then you can put something inside of it and roll over, so it's like a stuffed pancake thing. it's really tasty and really cheap. And so that is all we did on Wednesday. Thursday, we all of us, we wake up and we go to the Gellert Spa. That was right here, and we hang out there for 4 hours, and that was pretty incredible. Like, Hungary is known for, or Budapest is known for its spas and bathhouses and stuff like that because it's like built on a fault line, so there's a lot of like thermal baths and hot pools coming up. And this place was like crazy nice and crazy big. There's like in the center of it, there's just like a normal indoor pool. Then on both sides there was like two different pretty much like big hot tubs, hot spas, I guess, on both sides, each with like different temperatures. A little bit was hotter, and like one had more minerals in it than the other. And also one side had like a 0 Celsius bath that was, freezing. So that was crazy to get in from like a hot tub to there, and then coming out of it felt amazing. On the other side, there's a steam room that was like 55 Celsius, which is crazy hot, and it's just filled with steam and this like menthol in the air. Like, it kind of hurt to breathe. It was so hot, and like when we went in there and you raise your hands, like you would raise your hand and you'd get like burnt almost because it was so much hotter up there. It was like being in a fire. Kind of like you get down and then crawl out if you're ever in fire, of course. So yeah, that was cool. There's also like a wave pool outside and then another spa, and this place was just huge, and I got a massage there, and it was super nice and just relaxing. Like I said, we were there for 4 hours, and like spent €20, and I felt like that's really cheap for like a 20-minute massage, and yeah, just a sweet hot tub chill place for €20. I thought was a great deal. And so yeah, that was here in Gellert Spa. Then after that, we actually go on another free walking tour, and this was like a communist tour about communism reign in Budapest. That started back in the city center, and we just kind of walked around, and the lady told us about some things in the city that the Soviets had done, like for instance the St. Stephen's Basilica and the Parliament building were built at the same height by the Hungarians, just to show that the church and the government was supposed to be at the same importance. But during the communist reign, the Soviets like put an extra tower on top of the government building to show that they're like the most important thing. So that was pretty interesting. After the free walking tour, we go and eat some doner, some cheap food, and then after the doner, I wanted to add that like after the spa, like it was so relaxing. Like the tour was so hard just to like stay awake and stay focused. Like it was just way chilled out and relaxed. So I just wanted to add that. And then so after we eat dinner that night, we go up to they have like a Statue of Liberty, or Statue of Freedom, kind of. Let's see, yeah, it was right in here, and it overlooked the city, and it was just beautiful to see. Like that, Budapest is a beautiful place. And then Friday we left Budapest to Vienna at 9 a.m. So that was pretty much what we did straight through, and then. So now I will tell you just some random impressions and how I felt about the city and my favorite things. So one thing, like I like to look at the bikes at the cities and see what people are riding. And in Budapest, there's way more fixies and single-speed bikes than any other city I've been to, even more than Berlin. I think this was because that their roads were all like paved; they weren't like cobblestone. So like you saw a lot of road bikes, and a lot of brakeless dudes and stuff like that. There's also a lot of pizza places, kind of random, but yeah, lots of pizza places. I don't know if I was just hungry, if I was hungry, or there's just a lot of them around. I don't know. So if you couldn't tell, my battery died, so I charged it again for like 45 minutes. So I'll now try to finish the video again real quick so I can charge it some more. I think the last thing I said was something about pizza. So other random impressions I had, there's a lot of people trying to always get you to come into like the restaurants, and I guess this was in like the city center, all the touristy stuff, but people were always like, hey, are you hungry? You look thirsty, come have a beer. You should come into a restaurant. You should come into my shop. And just like always bothering you, trying to get you to come in. That was kind of annoying. Another thing that was crazy was the money. I guess I could show you it. The money there was really crazy because at first we got there and switched money, and I switched like 80 euro and I got like 60,000 forint. And so you're always carrying like this huge wallet of money. This is a 1,000 forint. It's just kind of weird, and the currency exchange rate was weird. Like I think it was 1 euro equals about 295 forint. So it's just kind of hard, like just to know if stuff was like cheap or expensive, and stuff like that. Also, there was no skyscrapers in Budapest, so it's kind of nice. You could see across the city. Yeah, I guess with no skyscrapers too, it makes the city feel smaller and not quite as much as like a huge city. Also, I just wanted to add that the river was beautiful and it's just really big, and it reminded me a lot of Prague. Like if you look at just the layout of Prague, or you can remember like my last vlog I made. So in Prague, there's the river that runs through exactly like this, and there's a castle on this side, and then the town on this side, and there's like a hill here, and there's like a hill here. So I really felt like that Budapest was a lot like Prague, but there's difference. I mean, yeah, it's just a lot like Prague in a good way. So some of my favorite things about Budapest was really the Parliament building. That's their government building. Like, it's just so beautiful. If you saw my pictures, you'll know, like, just the Gothic architecture of it was incredible. And like, if you're anywhere near that building, I like found myself like always looking at it from like a different angle, from like closer and farther. It's just like so beautiful to see that building. Other favorite things was like the landscape and the river, of course. Like the location of the city was just great, with like the elevation changes and the river and everything. Is just beautiful to see that. And lastly, the spa that we went to, that was very unique and very Budapestish. Yeah, I mean, you don't see like spas everywhere, like in the city. Let's see if I could just show a few. Like, okay, so there's one here, 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 here. There's actually two up here, I think. But they're just like everywhere. And I just noticed that my battery's dying again. So yeah, I think that's just, I really like Budapest. I definitely recommend going and just hanging out. Like you could spend a lot of time there, especially just like hanging out in the spas and just looking at the city. It's so beautiful. So yeah, go to Budapest if you're ever in Europe. Tschüssi.